Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the very first episode of season 2 of the off season. As you guys know, if you're homers of Vanity Sports, you know that we built this off of the off season, talking about teams like Philadelphia, like Milwaukee, which we were talking about today, and then also, obviously highlight clips of us talking about Atlanta Hawks and those losers. But we're gonna start primarily with the most heartbreaking news. Paul George hasn't signed with the Lakers yet. What's going on, OG? How you feel about this?
I don't know what Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss is doing. If he's not signed yet, he obviously has some reservations about the coaching and their front office. But if you ask me, he should have signed with the Lakers in the first place back when the getting was good, rather than trying to take a risk with the Clippers. But I digress. But I'm basically trying to wait to see if they're going to make that happen, because Braun said he was willing to take a pay cut. So if we're able to get him, you gonna put your money where your mouth is, or hey. So this is your opportunity this is his opportunity to make history, man. Not only to win your 5th NBA title, your 2nd on your 4th team, but to also win with your son. I can't pass up that opportunity just for a couple dollars, man. I can't take that. I can't take that fast quarter over that slow nickel. So I got to get to it, man. So
if he wins the championship with Paul George, I ain't gonna lie to you, he's my goat. Khalil, what's going on, family?
What's good, bro? What's good?
What's going on? And then none other than the Knicks fanboy, King of New York. He goes by many names. Right now he's on his high horse though. Elijah, what's going on, brother? Oh shit.
Knicks better than the Bucks, by the way.
So we're gonna start here. Okay. So this is what we're not gonna do. Okay, this is what we're not gonna do. We're not gonna be tearing down my Bucks. My Bucks are just they're slowly working their way into the fold. You know what I'm saying? It just takes a little time. They do this every year. Like we said this shit last offseason, and what did they end up doing?
Nothing.
They ended up bringing in Damian Lillard. You stop hating. You're disrespecting. Anyway, what's going on, Moo? What's good, brother?
What's up, bro?
Hey. So, before we move into off-season teams, obviously there's some stuff that's going on. We got the NBA trades, but also we got the NBA draft, which we're gonna go ahead and get out the way real quick. Though, I just want to check you guys' knowledge real quick. I want to see who, if you were able to rank the last 5 rookies that went number 1 overall, not including Risacher, because Risacher ain't even played it. He ain't even played a moment yet in the NBA. Where would you rank them? I'm talking about Paolo, Wemby, Ant, Cade. Like how would you rank those? The last 5 rookies that went number 1 overall
in the league right now.
League right now, like Zion, Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunningham, Wemby, and Paolo.
All right. I'll go first. I would go Ant 1. I'd go Wemby 2.
Okay.
Zion 3.
Okay.
And who's the other one? Is it Cade? It's Cade and who? Cade and
Cade
and Paolo.
You already said
Cade and Paolo. Okay, yeah.
Did you say Paolo?
No, I didn't say Paolo. I'd go Paolo 4 and K5.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Elijah, whole ass nigga, where you putting him?
Who was it? Cade, Wemby, and Paolo, and who?
Cade, Wemby, Ant, Paolo, and Zion.
Wemby number 1, Ant number 2,
okay.
Zion 3, Paolo 4, K5.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. OG, what would you say?
Biasly, I will say Anthony Edwards is number 1. I got to go with the guy from UGA. Wemby 2, Zion 3, Puncho 4, and Cade 5.
Okay. And none other than Mr. Moo. What's going on, brother? First
What's
off,
up, bro? What's
first
up?
and foremost, what's your ranking? What's your ranking?
It would be Wemby, Zion, and Paulo then Cade.
Wemby, Zion, and okay. Now we all agree that the reason why Cade is so low is just because that nigga ain't show. He hasn't been able to show us anything yet, right?
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because of
He
the
got all the
Pistons.
potential in the world. Whatever.
Yeah, they got a better chance of winning the ball game than I do not eating a sandwich every day. So I mean, hey, what do you expect?
Me not picking up a chicken wing too.
Wait, CP's going to the Spurs?
Huh?
That's what
Chris
Gabe
Paul is a
said.
Spur?
Wait, who?
CP is a Spur.
Chris Paul.
CP going to the Spurs? I don't
Really?
know.
Oh, shit.
All right. Real quick, we'll take a second just to talk about that. What's you guys thought about that? Do you think that's a good move or what?
I think
I think he's going there. He's obviously the Spurs wanted somebody to get Wemby the ball, and CP3 is more than capable of doing that. But for CP3, I think this is meat riding. I think you need to go to the ring.
He loves Greg.
No, I think he needs to go hop on a contending team. I don't see the point. Ain't gonna go play with Wemby. Obviously, like maybe you want to mentor him or whatever. You don't want to have any expectations of getting clowned anymore in the media for being 0 for 20 on championships. But I don't get this move for CP3, and I don't think it's really a big needle mover. I think the Spurs need to get like a Trae Young type player to get themselves into that upper echelon of a playoff team. But hey, man.
I don't think this is a playoff move. I think this is a move where you were kind of banking on him being a mentor to your new point guard that you just drafted, and you give Wemby a playmaker in the short term.
Yeah, that's what I think. Also, you're gonna be.
Yeah, I think if there's any reason why he probably wouldn't mind, especially after getting released by the Warriors, why he wouldn't mind going to the Spurs of all teams is one, we know he has like a love for Pop, and then also I think he's looking at this point in his career, and I don't know. I just have this feeling like Chris just feels like he needs to be that savior. Like he needs to be that person that comes and revives a culture, brings a level of work ethic and level thinking to a team. Because he did it in OKC and it was successful. He did it in Phoenix and it was successful. I think he still thinks that he can be able to bring something to a team, to an up and coming team. And so I think that's why he probably says yes to join a team like this. But I agree with Khalil to a certain degree. At this point in your career, you can't offer that much, especially being on the court. His intelligence off the court, like, is second to none. I think he could be able to.
That's
probably a minimum.
I doubt it. Yeah, I doubt it's high. I'm pretty sure it's probably a bit, man.
Yeah, I think it's a move, man.
Yeah, and especially for Stephon Castle, like I think I think Stephon Castle showed, like, coming out of Connecticut, that he's able to learn quickly on the fly if you just be able to show him what he needs to do. And I think Chris Paul can be able to do that. I hope Chris Paul is not expecting him to be able to do this while being on the floor, but that's a no-go.
He could have just went ahead and started texting Wemby, bro. He did not need to join the Spurs.
Texting is crazy.
Texting
is nuts. Real quick, we're gonna run through these comments real quick. Cause damn. Shout out to Gabe. Shout out to Mode. What's going on, bro? Shout out to Daniel. Salute to True the King. Leaf. God, Leaf probably within the next 5 minutes as we talk about this upcoming trade. He's definitely gonna want to join. But it's okay. Sage, shout out to Sage, our editor, hardworking man. Shout out to him working on that video. Daryl with a sad face, fire emoji. I don't know if that's a sad face. I don't know.
It's a salute.
It's a salute.
Yeah, it's a salute.
I don't see no hand. I don't see no hand. That's crazy. And then shout out to my boy Cottage 81. Please make sure that you go and subscribe to his channel. I don't know what content he puts forth there, but I know he asks everybody to subscribe. So if you can and you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe. Just for support. Real quick, I do want to talk about the draft that happened. It was a lot of good picks. Risacher got picked first overall instead of Alex Sarr, which sort of threw me off until you realize that Alex Sarr didn't even work out with the Atlanta Hawks, and so then it makes a little more sense why they didn't pick him. That being said, though, he didn't go far because he got picked second by the Washington Wizards, which I think is a great pick, especially for a starting point for a terrible team like the Washington Wizards. Reed Shepherd got picked third overall by the Houston Rockets. Stephon Castle, as we spoke earlier, got drafted by the San Antonio Spurs. Ron Holland of the G League Ignite got drafted by the Detroit Pistons. But I think the biggest surprise was San Antonio drafting Rob Dillingham and then trading him to none other than the Minnesota Timberwolves, who just was in the Western Conference Finals. And that leads me to my question: which pick within the lottery do you guys think was not talked about nearly enough?
It's on me or
anyone picked this up.
To be honest with you, and maybe it's just me, I don't think they talked about the scouting process or the draft enough this year. It was just like it was here one day and it was just gone the next. They did more coverage on the WNBA draft than they did on the NBA draft.
That is true.
This draft this draft was sort of like
they got like great players. That's mostly probably the reason why, which is like.
But who pushed that narrative though? Who pushed that narrative that this talent wasn't that good?
Like NBA Twitter been bad with this draft isn't like that good because they don't see like a great player. Like this draft is, to me, this one of the deepest drafts that I've seen, I would say, probably. And
deepest?
Great role players.
I won't say the deepest.
OG, would you agree with that? Is this the deepest draft?
But this is the draft of a lot of hidden gems, I would say, simply because, and I call it the draft of the hidden gems, simply because we didn't get to know these players throughout the process. Usually when the draft coming up, it's like 3 to 4 months of speculating who's going to go number 1, 2, and 3 at least. You know, seeing about how good a fit someone would be. We didn't see any of that in this draft. This draft was about as uneventful as the 2000 draft with Marcus Spicer. So that's how uneventful it was. So, I mean, it didn't get the publicity that we would normally get from the draft. It didn't get the scouting that we know. The only story that was surrounding the draft, which I know we'll get to it later, is where's Bronny going to go? That was the story of the draft. And other than that, outside of that, the draft itself wasn't a story.
It was him and Zach Edey, I feel like. Where Zach Edey was going to fall. Because that man was moving.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The fact that Amatis Buzelis, who played for the G League Ignite, fell all the way to 11. And he's a 6'9".
Fell, though. A lot of people fell.
But that's my thing. A large reason why these players fell was because a lot of these people that were talking about and if you go back and you listen to how they were talking about these players during the draft, you could tell it was rather clear they knew nothing about these players as far as like their games, how exactly like how we discuss basketball on like within like the NBA community now. You know, they don't speak that way. They speak statistically, purely stats, and no context to why those stats look that way. I saw them talk about what's my guy, Tajani Salone. They talked about him as if his stats were like minuscule without giving the context that in the ABL that he was playing, he only played like 10 to 12 minutes a game.
Yeah, people didn't know him. Like a lot of people did not know him. Especially like him going what pick he was? He was like top 15.
He was six. He was six. Yeah. He went to the Hornets. Yeah, but they didn't know about him. They thought that was a bad pick by Charlotte.
Yeah, a lot of people did. I actually liked that pick. He was like, I did my research on the draft. This is a pretty yes, there's a lot of role players, but this is a good draft.
OG, I wanted to ask you specifically for the Lakers. Because I know I think last time we spoke, I said the Lakers want Zach Edey. That's the guy that's their dream. They're salivating for Zach Edey to fall all the way down to 17. Yes.
Yeah.
That being said, though, how happy are you with the pick that they ultimately got?
Wait,
I'm ultimately happy about that pick that they made. I think he could be very, very beneficial to the team. He adds a little, and that was one of the only players especially because he played in the SEC, and as you know, with the football, I'm an SEC guy. So, especially since he played in the SEC, I knew a lot about him. So the fact that they got their guy, I was surprised he fell that far. That was I thought he was going to top 10.
Jonas Valanciunas on a 3-year deal, $30 million to the Washington Wizards.
to Wizards.
School.
So
Jonas Valanciunas?
He was happy.
Thank God, bro.
Because he thought he was going to the Lakers.
Yeah.
going to the Lakers?
Nah.
Khalil was happy because he thought they was Jonas
Valanciunas was going to go to the Lakers. That would have been a good pick. That would have been a good pickup. Valanciunas is highly touted this free agency.
We going hey. Let me be a little nasty for a second, bro. We're gonna talk about how the Clippers sneakily signed Josh Primo and Kevin Porter Jr. on contracts.
Chill.
We gonna talk about it, bro.
Chill. No. We good.
That's nasty, bro.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, okay. Well, let's hurry up and let's rush upon these. Which draft pick do you guys think is underrated? Like as far as like their potential coming into the league. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, that Knecht draft pick to the Lakers, I think that could do wonders for him. That's extra athleticism at the wing spot that
Come on, Dalton.
LeBron. Yeah, Dalton.
Yeah, Dalton.
That's defensive. That's defensive and offensive athleticism that respect to LeBron James this past season, they could have used a little bit of.
Yeah,
I
think the least person we should be talked about more with the highest potential of the draft to me is Ron Holland. I think Ron Holland is like, you talk about some of the best defenders in the draft. I think Ron Holland's probably like a top 3 defender in the draft. He's a really, really good perimeter defender, and he's 6'8". When you have somebody who's that like 1-of-1 athletically, moving his feet, reaction time, how quick he is up and down, vertical contest, and like how much he can stay with just small guards, like that is very, very valuable. He can legitimately guard 1 through 3. He does need to put on some more strength, but that defensive versatility that he can bring on top of his offensive package of getting to the rim, having 1-of-1 burst, transition. He was probably the best transition player in the entire draft class by far. He's shown that he can be a very good playmaker coming into the league. He makes a lot of right reads in the dribble drive aspect of his game. Although he does need to improve on his shot making, I just think that his combination of athleticism, IQ, defensive versatility, he's good. He has a good like how do I say it? Like he has a good combo of moves to get to the rim. Like he knows how to get to it at will, so he knows how to get high percentage shots. So I think if he can get some type of a mid range or a 3. I think he'll really be the best player in the draft because I think he has every other aspect of the game on lock for a 19-year-old.
My only thing, especially when it comes to Ron Holland, is just I want to know how exactly they see his offensive game transfer because I get you his go-to moves were beneficial for him to be able to get past defenders in the G League, but especially with the way that they scheme in the NBA is different. So I wonder, like, especially for his rookie season, like coming onto a team like the Pistons, what time does he get to be able to develop, like having the ball in his hands? Like you're playing with Cade, Jaden Ivey, a lot of time, especially I would like to assume, especially with Bickerstaff, seeing what he did with Cleveland the last 3 or 4 years with Darius Garland and then Donovan Mitchell towards the back end. He didn't give a lot of people a lot of opportunity. He's not very good at balancing ball handle responsibilities. He either gives it to one person or another. So how does Ron Holland get the chances to be able to develop? That's my biggest question for him.
They did have Kelly and on the ball a lot though. like last season.
Yeah, but that was when Cade was hurt.
Yeah, which we know Cade do got like he been like on and off the floor a lot, but I feel like when Cade do go down, or if even with Cade, I still think he will have opportunity to rise and play to his standard.
OG, this topic I'm gonna let you spearhead, and then I'm gonna leave it up to everybody else to talk to. So, a lot of talks that's been going around, and I just I have to say I wholeheartedly agree with the side that social media is taking off of. Bronny James got drafted with the 55th overall pick to the Los Angeles Lakers, and a lot of people are giving pushback to ESPN, Fox Sports, all old media alike. For giving Bronny James the spotlight ahead of the number 1 overall pick, Zaccharie Risacher, the number 2 overall pick, Alex Sarr. Really just the entire draft got held hostage for Bronny James getting drafted with the 55th overall pick. And I want to get your thoughts. Is it fair to solely tie nepotism to Bronny James and LeBron James?
Well, I'm going to say this. There's always been nepotism in sports. Always. I know, Casual, you don't do football, but hell, was anybody hollering nepotism when Dave Shula got hired as an assistant coach with Don Shula? When he was the coach of the Miami Dolphins? I mean, if you look at the entire Laker organization, that's full of nepotism.
Yep.
If you look at, and I'm talking about this just the sports world. If you look at, unfortunately, your Bucks, if you look at Giannis's brother, he's so far back on the bench, they got to shoot him Gatorade. So my thing is, people need to stop talking about nepotism just when it favors a narrative. There's nepotism all through sports. Why do you think that Brian Flores had to end up suing the NFL? It was because of nepotism, and he wasn't getting a fair shot as a coach, although he was doing pretty good with the Miami Dolphins. So my thing is, everybody wants to talk about nepotism. There's been nepotism in sports all over, ever since the beginning. I mean, Bill Belichick, he got his first job because of his father.
Yeah.
But I will say this. You ever notice this, and I don't mean to be political about it, but it's the truth. Dion, LeVar Ball, LeBron, all the black fathers, they get a lot of pushback for trying to do things for their son. But you never heard anybody say anything about Eli Manning's dad when he told them he didn't want to go to the San Diego Chargers. Although I will say this, San Diego had LaDainian Thompson, who was a future league MVP at the time. So it's quite funny, I will say. I call it kind of funny. I'm not going to call it like I want to call it. But I think it's quite funny when you have these black fathers like LeVar Ball, Deion Sanders, even LeBron now. They have an impact on their fathers, on their son's life, and all of a sudden they're vilified for it. And if you look at Deion is a prime example of that. They vilify him every day. You focus the attention to your son, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure my son is a high draft pick. But when Eli, and let's go back even further, when John Elway, when his father interfered with the draft and stopped him from going to the Indianapolis Colts, to the Baltimore Colts back then. Guess what? Nobody batted an eye other than the trade itself. So let's not talk about nepotism when it's the other side. Because in the great words of finesse, it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. My first experience seeing nepotism happen in the NBA was seeing Austin Rivers get brought to the Los Angeles Clippers while Doc Rivers had GM power, solely because Austin Rivers at that time was not viewed as a valued rotational piece, and he wanted to give him a fair shake at being able to develop while knowing that his position was going to be safe. And albeit I do think that nepotism rings very, very loud in the sports world, I don't think that it should be looked as frowned upon as people might believe, because these are the same people that had no problem when head coaching jobs or assistant jobs are being given from front office leaders that happen to be fathers of those children. Hell, in the front office for the Phoenix Suns, we saw the front office owner give leadership power to his son. His son hired his friends, and they just go all willy-nilly making trades that at the time made little sense.
Exactly.
So it happens. It happens. Yeah. But it's not a bad thing because it helps progress the league, and if anything, it helps make the league just that much more interesting.
Yeah. Hey, so I'll say this: a person can get you the job. You got to do the job. Casual, you can get me a job somewhere, but at the end of the day, I have to do the job.
You have to keep that job.
So I have to keep it. And if I'm not performing, it doesn't matter who my dad is or who my uncle is and who my granddad is or who my niece is or who my nephew is. So guess what? Somebody can get me the job, but I still have to do the job. And if I recall correctly, what is an old saying of nowadays in the social media world? Your network is your net worth. Whatever happened to that?
The one thing I will say though, well, you know what? I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save the pushback. I want to open the topic to the panel and let you guys give your 2 cents on it, and then I'll give my final remarks. Let's go to Elijah. What do you think about the Bronny James getting more exposure than the lottery picks themselves?
I mean, it was inevitable. You could have said this with any. If his name was Kobe Bryant Jr., it would have been the same way. If it was Michael Jordan Jr., it would have been the same way. When you have a family of such a high profile, you're just gonna get a lot of attention. He was getting attention before he was ever even considered for the draft. When he was a freshman in high school, he was getting attention. So, is it really that big of a surprise? No, especially in this week of a draft class. It seemed like it was just a perfect storm of we don't want to talk about these top guys, and we have Bronny James here. In terms of the nepotism, it happens all the time, for better or for worse. You know, like even with the Knicks, we got in trouble for the nepotism with Rick Brunson and Jalen Brunson because most people considered that an overpay at the time. Turns out now he's a cornerstone of the franchise. So I mean,
favor too.
Yeah, it's always it's gonna be the results. It's never how it starts or how it ends. No one's gonna care about this if Bronny James is a competent basketball player in 2-3 years.
Yeah. Moo, what's your thoughts?
I just think for Bronny, as of right now, they gonna forever hate him as of right now. They don't like it's because people look at his stats, so they just try to align that with how he actually plays, and they look at his stats. They don't like him. They don't think he should be a draft pick. They think he should have went undrafted, which, like I said, a guy averaging 4.8, I think, like, they just looking at that instead of looking at a college standpoint of he's playing in the system. Of course, he's gonna not play as like 15 points, 20 points. Most of the high scorers in the college, they don't even get draft picked. They don't even get picked up in the draft, which is like what are we doing here with Bronny?
Yeah.
What's the difference between a 55 and an undrafted anyways, bro?
Man, it's the security, at least for the moment, for you to have some opportunity that you know that you're going to get at some point. Like I think is the 55 to undrafted. Say it again.
I said most people don't, like, from what I've been seeing, the media don't even think he should be like an NBA player.
Yeah, I agree. Though I don't think he should either. I think. Let me just say this. I think Bronny James as an athlete, he's special. He's special and he has potential. But just you being an elite athlete isn't enough. There's plenty of players that were in college this past season that weren't as athletic as Bronny James at his best, but they put forth production that rivals him, and that alone should have got them the opportunity to at least get listening ears. And because he is LeBron's son, he got those opportunities over him. Now, my thing is, I have no problem with people having a problem with nepotism in this sense. It does take away opportunities from people that deserved it more. But that's not a LeBron problem. If I'm a black man in America and I have an opportunity to give my son a leg up on these I hate to say it, on these white owners, I'm gonna take it every single time, and twice on Sundays. That being said, though, that you having a problem with that ain't got nothing to do with LeBron, as much as that got something to do with the owners. You take that up with the owners because the owners allowed that to happen. The GMs, Rob Pelinka, went out and drafted him. That ain't got nothing to do with LeBron. LeBron is doing what a father is supposed to do. If my son wants to be in the same profession as me and I have an opportunity, shut up, Desto, and I have an opportunity to be able to get my son into the same position as I'm going to do so. It's up to the front office to be able to be mature enough or to be unbiased enough to be able to say, you know what, he's not ready for the league or he's not right for the job, but this kid is. That's up to them. The fact that they pulled the trigger on this, that's something you should have a conversation with them for. But I digress. I'm going to spitball. Some of these NBA trades is going on right now because it looks right now real quick. We're just gonna go through these chats because they're definitely moving. They're definitely moving. Shout out to Cottage 81. Shout out to DJ Hip Hop Demix. Shout out to Leaf who's been talking. Gabe has also been talking. One of the things that Gabe said, Jonas to the Wizards. We spoke about that. Real quick, I'm gonna spitball this straight to Elijah. What does this do for the Washington Wizards having Jonas Valanciunas there with a rookie Alex Sarr?
Not a damn thing. They're gonna be a trash team this year, and that's fine. I'm glad he got paid though. Shout out to Giannis.
Yeah, 3 year, 30 mil. Gabe said. OG, real quick. I know Valanciunas was somebody that the Lakers wanted. How do you feel about this? Okay. Yeah, you know, I'm hurting his heart. Quick, Khalil. Ace 30 taps in. Shout out to Ace 30. He says CP3 intends to sign with the Spurs. How do you think this does, like, just on a total sense for the Spurs themselves, not necessarily CP3, but what it does for the Spurs and their rookie guard?
I think CP3 being able to mentor Stephon Castle and Trey Jones, who has a similar type of pass first archetype, I think that'll matter a lot. Him being able to tell Wemby positions on the court to fill, to consistently get points, because CP3 is really good at maximizing the centers around the league. Whether he's playing or not, he knows to tell them how to be better away from the ball, how to generate open looks, how to generate great shots for themselves on spots on the court, even if somebody else has the ball. And Wemby is such a great target around the rim that he's going to get shots automatically just off the strength of his height and his finishing ability. As for the Spurs team-wise, I think they still need to address a lot of their shooting issues. I think they kind of ignored that this offseason so far. And I do think this move, I still don't see them in the play-in picture at all. I still think Houston has a good gap on them.
Agreed.
The Warriors, I think the Warriors might be down with the Spurs at this point, but the Grizzlies are coming back into that picture in the playoff category. Yeah, I think the Spurs need to make some real trades, maybe moving Keldon Johnson to come into the play-in category or the playoff category. But who knows? If Wemby takes that leap into some type of top 10-ish player, he might be able to. So,
hey, he might.
But
anyway, Desto said, nigga said he gonna take it every time and twice on Sundays. Desto, get your mind out the gutter, brother. You know, this is why you're not. This is exactly why Zeno kicked you out of the Discord. All right, ain't nobody hack you. They did this because I told him to. And then you actually gonna get into
Somebody
this.
did hack.
No, he did get hacked. Oh my god, he got hacked.
He got hacked. They hacked the shit out of him. Okay.
They hacked the shit out of that nigga.
Fair enough. And the fact that they knew it, these are not your real friends. Don't follow them.
That's why he got kicked.
What do you think about KCP signing with the Orlando Magic?
That's good.
Oh, that's a good pickup for them. They needed shooting. They needed any type of shooting. They needed.
Yeah.
Especially at the guard position.
I don't know, bro. That KCP playoff shooting has not been looking good past 1.5 playoffs.
People don't want to wake it up. People don't want to wake it up. It's okay though.
And in 2021.
And in 2021.
But his defense is versatile. I will say it does bring some defense.
He's one of the best.
Long as it's better than all three of the guards that's there, plus Gary Harris.
And he does better
than them,
yeah.
I'm cool with that.
He does. Yeah, he does bring a little. He does bring a little something different from what that. Because I think a lot of teams, even though KCP shooting splits look atrocious, my dad, he still is aggressive enough to still keep the defense at a certain respect level that can be able to leave Paolo to still not have to worry about getting double teamed nearly as much as he did this past postseason. But I'm not that moved about it. I'm still waiting for Buddy Hield to get called. And then Ace30 said if Denver does not trade MPJ, they are screwed. Real quick, do you guys agree or disagree?
Well, they're trying to trade for Russell Westbrook right now, so I'd agree.
They're trying to what?
They're trying to get Russ right now.
They're trying to get Russ right now, so I agree.
The reason I'm looking down a little bit is because I'm scrolling down to see what's going on.
Yeah.
No, well, don't worry about it, OG, because I'm finna spitball these things to you real quick. OG, pause. My fault. I didn't mean that. Anyway, the Brooklyn Nets have agreed in principle on a trade to send Mikal Bridges to the New York Knicks for Bojan Bogdanovic, 4 unprotected first-round picks, a protected first-round pick via Bucks, and unprotected pick swap, and a second-rounder. We're going to come straight to Eliza because that is the New York Knicks king. Are you or are you not on your high horse right now?
Oh, I'm talking my shit. I was talking my shit last year. Y'all gonna hate me. Y'all gonna hate me.
What about this? What about this trade? It helps you guys. Like, does this help you guys get closer to the Celtics, or does this it further separate you guys from the Milwaukee Bucks and Philadelphia 76ers?
I think it does a little bit of both. I think what the 76ers are doing right now in this offseason has been pretty good, especially if they get Paul George. I think they're going to be right there with us. But the Bucks, no offense, Justin, the Bucks, I don't know, bro. Y'all ain't made no serious significant moves this offseason so far. And all of the big free agent signings are being taken up. It seems like y'all are interested in trading Brook Lopez. I don't know what you trade him for at this point, but same with Bobby Portis.
I don't know what the fuck we trade him
for. I mean, I feel like right now the big three in the East. Thank God I can finally say this. 22 years of watching Knicks basketball.
Celtics and Knicks. For sure.
The Knicks are a top 3 team in the East right now, and definitely if we run up into the Celtics, that's a matchup I like.
We're fucked. I don't know.
I like Tibbs, bro. Tibbs and Mikal is a match made in heaven. We thought Josh Hart was the perfect player for him, but I feel like Mikal is an even better fit.
It's supposed to be the Bucks episode.
You gonna run him if you don't run him into the ground like he did Derrick Rose. Well, that's another subject for another day.
Derrick Rose, Mikal has never missed a game since high school. Derrick Rose is 1 40-inch vert away from breaking 3 different kneecaps. They're not the same.
Keep breaking my goddamn heart. Chicago Bulls trade Alex Caruso for Josh Giddey. Alex Caruso goes to Oklahoma City Thunder. I just want to get OG's quick thought. What this does for the Oklahoma City Thunder? Does this separate them from the pack of the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Denver Nuggets? Or did this not do much?
It did a lot, to be honest with you, especially with the Denver Nuggets losing KCP. Especially if they're trying to trade for Russell Westbrook at this point. That's an act of desperation. But I digress at a certain point. But yes, they're a young team, and what puts them, like I said on PSP's show, I think they needed a veteran who had been there before. And I think Alex Caruso is that veteran. I think that's going to put them over the top, man. Big ups. Hey, I don't care what anybody says. One of the smartest top 3 general managers ever in this league has to be Sam Presti. Although he hasn't won a title yet, that damn Sam Presti, for you to be building in this small market of OKC and have been just building and not only building but retaining these players throughout the prime of their career is nothing sort of amazing, man. So big ups to Sam Presti on that. But Alex Caruso to OKC, that definitely puts them over the top, man. Don't be surprised. I know Seattle's gonna be just beating themselves to death, but don't be surprised if they end up in that title game today. Not saying they're gonna win. I believe the title's still the East, coming out of the East. Boston may repeat, and then depending on what moves are made in the East, we could very well see Philadelphia as well. But hey, man, big ups to Sam Presti and OKC. They definitely are trying to put them over the top, especially in this small market. So yeah, they got a guy who's been there before with my Lakers. So hey, man, hell of a job, Sam Presti, man.
Yeah, they can Sam Presti can manage some goddamn assets if he can't do nothing else. I'm coming straight to you, Khalil, bro. OG Anunoby intends to sign a 5-year, $212.5 million contract to return to the New York Knicks. Does that further solidify the Knicks from getting past my Bucks? Please don't break my heart, Khalil. Come on, man. Say this don't do shit. Don't do shit.
I think the Bucks can beat any team in the East because how good of their duo is of Dame and Giannis. And I do think the Dame y'all had last season isn't the real Damian Lillard. Especially with the way he came into the season, saying he was way more focused on off the court issues. He came in out of shape and all that. Because I do think in 2023, Dame, before he went to y'all team, was a top 10 player in the league. But I don't think y'all core right now. I don't think you guys have enough defensive personnel to be a contending team yet. I do think if you guys move off Bobby Portis, I don't see the need in having Bobby Portis on the team. To me, Pat Connaughton, I don't think that should be a rotational player. I think you guys need to find a starting 2 guard, defensive, perimeter defender next to Damian Lillard. I still like Chris Middleton. The Giannis and Brook Lopez fit is I think it's still a good front court. I think as long as you guys get 2 more defenders, I think you guys are just automatically better than the Knicks. But for right now,
what the fuck?
I do think the Knicks are the second best team in the East until Paul George is officially a Sixer because of the level of defensive versatility that they have with their Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Mitchell Robinson. Before he got hurt, even showed a lot of signs of being able to come up to the perimeter, guard at the level of the screen, rotate back, protect the rim. Jalen Brunson as an offensive engine showed that he can lead a top offense in the NBA. Obviously, the all-time great offensive rebounding that they provide. Dante DiVincenzo still being on their team for to help their spacing, attack off the catch. Miles McBride showed that he's been a really good player post deadline when he started getting minutes. If they get Isaiah Hartenstein back, I think it's up. I don't think y'all can compete with him. I do think right now, Paul George is basically a 76er. So I think right now the team is Boston's obviously the best team in the East. I think the Sixers, depending how they fill out their roster with their role players, will be the second. I think the Knicks will be third. Obviously, Boston has a good gap, but I think tier 2 right now is 1 Philly, 2 Knicks, and 3 Bucks.
That's some bullshit.
Philly needs to stop, bro. I'm so look.
Man, hold on. I gotta move on, man. Y'all gonna make me cry, man. Look, KCP going to the Orlando Magic. Look, I need something to make me happy. One contender out the way. If KCP going to Orlando, what does that do for the Denver Nuggets? Are they out of contention against the Minnesota and OKC, or are they still there?
If they get Westbrook, you can hang it up. You can hang it up like an old 90s phone. I mean, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I feel like Westbrook is not playable in the playoffs, bro.
He's not playable.
I don't
even with a floor spacing big.
Like, I don't give a fuck who he got on the court. I don't care who he got.
He can't shoot.
He could be on Team USA. He's never played off the court, bro.
I feel like y'all are underestimating him off the bench. Because they had similar non-spacing guards on the bench before. And
Peyton Watson, shout out Peyton Watson.
I don't think he's like a big move for them. If they trade anything more than like a second or couple seconds for him, they're overpaying.
You know, there's not going to be a couple of seconds. You know, they're going to at least give up one first.
If they give up a first,
hell no, OG, no.
One first is crazy.
Russell, if I'm not giving up, but 2 second-round picks for a player the caliber of Larry Nance Jr., nigga, Westbrook for sure ain't getting but like 1 second-round pick, if that.
Hey,
all I'm saying is,
okay, Cunningham just signed a big deal.
They're still, he did. There's
Cunningham just signed a big deal.
There's still guys
on
the board
make me happy.
Like Ingram. There's still guys on the board like Zach LaVine. There's the guys out in the Warriors. I feel like there's still a room for a move that we don't even realize is possible yet for the Nuggets.
But the thing is, you don't have the space to go for Brandon Ingram and Zach LaVine. Michael Porter Jr. has to be the move.
Yeah. Unless MPJ is gone, you can't.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't trade for them boys. And
I
wouldn't even trade for DI if I was the Nuggets.
Exactly. If I have MPJ has proven under the system that you have to be exactly what you need more than what Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram at best gives you an extra playmaker, but then that makes 3 playmakers. Nigga, you already have a plethora of playmaking.
Yeah. I think they should keep MPJ for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, A30, I agree with you.
The Nuggets have already shown very clear interest in trading MPJ at this point.
A30 says Denver got to make a move, and Westbrook is a great backup.
Yeah, for the regular season, he's
regular
sure backup.
Yeah,
for the regular season. Will not lie to you.
He's gonna be better than Reggie Jackson.
Absolutely not.
He's gonna
in the playoffs.
He's gonna be better than mid.
Absolutely not. Both of them.
That's 4 for 26 in a 3-game stretch.
He's gonna be shooting tour dates off the bench for the Nuggets. I don't like this. I
think went April 26th in the playoffs and nobody cared.
Yeah, that is crazy. Tiffany Ned, salute, mama. How you doing? Real quick, I do want to shout out the plethora of people that's come into the stream. Thank you guys so much. A30 says they don't have a plethora of playmaking. I think Nikola Jokic in himself is a plethora, and add to the fact that Jamal Murray is still a playmaker on the court. No, they're fine. And then the system that they have isn't necessarily like it doesn't require you to be ball dominant. So I mean, they're good on the playmaking front. They don't need Brandon Ingram there, and that's exactly how Brandon Ingram is maximized when he's able to have the ball in his hands. You saw when Zion Williamson wasn't there in the playoffs a few seasons ago, and he went up against the likes of the Phoenix Suns. He was able to look good. The only reason why he looked terrible was one, he was coming back from injury, and then 2, he was going up against what was it? It was like a top 7 defense in the New Orleans Pelicans. Like, come on now. I don't expect a nigga to get off against Herb Jones and Trey Murphy III. I'm sorry. Desktop says Pelinka, wake your ass up. He's taking a nap right now. Don't wake him up. A30 said Murray and Joker are their only playmakers. Getting Westbrook will help. Losing KCP is a huge loss. No, the playmaking conversation was to Brandon Ingram, who would be replacing MPJ. It wasn't to Westbrook. Okay, we're gonna speed along these trades. Warriors waiving Chris Paul. I think we all understand that if anything, that helps the Golden State Warriors. Klay Thompson planning to have discussions with the Mavericks, Lakers, Clippers, 76ers. Real quick, I'm gonna ask 2 of you guys. Yeah, Mood. I was just about to say Mood. Where should Klay go? Realistically, unbiased, nigga. Don't be on that bullshit. Where should Klay go? Mavericks, Lakers, Clippers, and 76ers, because I already know he gonna be on that bullshit. Where should the Klay go realistically?
Realistically, to balance out the league, you should come to the Clippers. Come on.
All right, Elijah, where should Klay go? No, for real. Where should Klay go? Now that he's in free agency.
Just for the Up the Score meme, shout out Up the Score show, bro. I need him on the Mavericks because that Kyrie Klay Thompson debate like a year ago was insane.
This ain't the Klay from then though. That would be nice.
But I need them both on the same team. I need them on the same team with Luka, bro. I need to see it happen.
Just so you guys know, that's paying attention to the chat. Desto, you're a nasty individual. He's a Lakers fan. So seeing Klay even being in conversations to come to the Lakers has been a long time in the make of him. Because last time, if I remember correctly, after he tore his it was before he tore his ACL and he signed that it was after it was after he tore his ACL when he was in conversations. The Lakers are actually one of the teams that he was supposed to be going to. So yeah, this would be justice for him. But fuck the Lakers. Clippers star Paul George is declining his $48.7 million option to enter into free agency. Obviously, we know that the 76ers are probably the favorites to be able to pick him up. What does this mean for the league? Paul George leaving the Clippers and even further going to the 76ers. I'm coming to you, OG.
That whole them being the best combination since Scotty and Michael was a whole joke and a whole lie.
Who said that?
I mean,
everybody was saying that when they first came together.
A lot of people were
for
saying
real.
That thing right there was a whole lie. This whole experiment was a bust. If you really want me to be honest about it, because the thing is, people say, "Well, they made it to the playoffs." But you were not brought there to go to the darn playoffs. You were brought there to win at least 2 championships, so that you can segue into this new stadium that they're building right now in Inglewood, California, which is old Lakers Stadium, by the way. So the thing is this whole experiment was a bust. And if Mr. Ballmer from Microsoft was wise, he'll go ahead and blow that thing up like he's supposed to, because the thing was, he never should have built that new stadium anyway. He should have seen what this team was going to do and then move back to his roots in Seattle. Because if you remember correctly, his roots are in Seattle, because he offered the city of Seattle $100 million in order to build and upgrade Key Arena. So he should have stayed the course in Los Angeles at a certain point and then figured out, hey, this is not going to work in Los Angeles. I need to move the Clippers to Seattle and then for them to become the Supersonics again. But this whole experiment, them being the best two-way players in the league, and they're going to overtake the Lakers as far as being the best game in town, that was all mumbo jumbo, and now we're seeing it. So hey, in the great
what, OG, I'm tired of you being all adulterous about your fanboyish. You are a Lakers fan through and through. You know you speaking this because you felt like the Clippers ain't had no business being in conversations with y'all Lakers. Just be honest.
No, the thing was, let me break something down. Whenever you have parity in the league, it's always a great thing. For the Los Angeles Clippers to win a championship would have been great for the league. They were the losers for so many decades, especially with that idiot Donald Sterling at the helm. So guess what? Nobody wanted them to, especially with them coming off of that. And if you're watching the series clip, it's a good series, by the way. If they were to have won with this combination, or even made a finals run, that would have been great for the league. But considering they did not, it's a bust at this point. It's a bust. Because the thing is, they were expected to come in and win at least 2 championships, if not 1. But they failed. They failed. You heard about Kawhi overtaking LeBron as far as supremacy in the Los Angeles market, which he has not done. You saw the commercial where he had the crown on his keys, driving down the street in his 6'4". You saw all of that. That's what this team was supposed to do. Like I said, that would have been great.
Steve.
No,
I'm about to say, OG. I'm about to say, quiet as kept. Steve Ballmer needs to be looked at, like with a serious side eye. He has been making some questionable signings and trades for like the last
He was doing the same thing that my Los Angeles Lakers have done, bringing big names to the team that did not make sense whatsoever, and in order to try to open up that new stadium. Like I stated, he should have never bought old Inglewood Stadium, which was the Great Western Forum. He should have waited until this whole situation with Kawhi and Paul George played out, and then saw where it was going, and then moved the Los Angeles Clippers to Seattle. And that would have opened up a hell of a lot more things. Like I said, his roots is in Seattle. So that would have been a great thing. trying to make sure that the LA Clippers are not the little brothers of the Los Angeles Lakers is flat out foolish, because guess what? LA loves a winner. And since the Clippers have never done that, how can, even with Lob City, they've never done that. So guess what? How can you be the center of attention in a major media market when you've never won anything? So in a sense, guess what? And like I said, I agree. It would have been great for the NBA, especially with them having a new owner, and especially with them coming off of the Donald Sterling controversy. That would have been one of the most incredible stories in league history. That would have been one of the most incredible stories. You have gone from rags to riches, gone from a racist owner now to two of the best two-way players in the NBA. Now they've won a title and redeemed the franchise forever. So guess what? That would have been a great story, but it was a failure. This was a failure. And guess what? Not only was it a failure, you bringing all of these players like Westbrook and Harden there who are way, way past their prime and in their way past their good years was an even more epic failure. So guess what? What have you done? Nothing. Paul George leaving is the end of an era that you were supposed to win in. Because guess what? Outside of maybe 2 years, since LeBron has been in Los Angeles, we haven't been very good consistently, I will say. Consistently, we haven't been very, very good. So guess what? Outside the bubble years and the Western Conference Finals years, and that Western Conference Final that we had last year, we haven't been very good consistently since LeBron has been there. So this was your grand opportunity to overtake. No, I'm talking about as according to Lakers standards, we have not been very, very good.
According to Lakers standards for the last decade and a half, y'all ain't been consistently good every year anyway. But,
yeah, you consistently, we have not been consistently good. So this was your chance to overtake us in that Los Angeles market. And guess what? Not all of it is Paul George's fault. A lot of the injuries to Kawhi, some injuries to Paul George, some injuries to that team that they couldn't control, change up in coaching, Doc Rivers, just to name a few. So, I mean, hey, you got to put everything in perspective. This was supposed to be the combination that put you over the top, and it wasn't. So, hey, bye-bye.
Tiffany Ned said the Clippers were a failure and a disgrace. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown got a championship before Kiwi and Paul George. Kiwi.
I got a question for y'all.
Yes.
For this new generation of NBA fans, is this going to be the Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce Nets trade?
No.
No,
because when Paul George and KG went to the Brooklyn Nets and they weren't nearly as good as they were in their prime. Is this as bad as that? I don't think so, because even though
that was a disaster before they even did it, everybody knew that they was past their prime.
Nah, there was some people that actually this is the old basketball, the old NBA heads that were talking about that trade. People are actually thinking that Darren Williams with Joe Johnson, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce being on the same roster was gonna make an equal. And Brooke Lopez was going to go against the Miami Heat with LeBron, D-Wade, and Chris Bosh. LeBron peaking, by the way, and actually be a formidable threat, especially considering what Paul George and KG was able to do in that 22. They gave KG and Paul Pierce way too much credit for what they were able to do in 2012. But that being said, though, now there were people that actually thought that was going to work out. But they didn't even get a year. Even that year, they were on and off. They went on losing streaks.
Games, bro.
Yeah. They went on a losing streak going into All-Star break. That team was horrendous. At least with this Paul George and Kawhi, Kiwi, Los Angeles Clippers, they were at least looking like a legitimate threat while they were healthy. It's just they never were healthy. Specifically, the best player, Kawhi. So, Tadrikis says, shout out to Tadrikis, by the way. He says, it's a shame that the Lakers are more than the Clippers, and the Lakers haven't been that good neither. They made it to the Western Conference Finals 2 years ago. I just want you guys to remember that. Let's not act like they just fell off the face of earth. But shout out to Cryptic. Was good, brother. Was good. Just run through these. Like I said, we were gonna do a while ago. But we I don't know. We're just having some good ass conversations. I'm not gonna lie to you. Shout out to the 6 or 7 viewers that's watching right now. Please make sure to like and subscribe like and subscribe to Vanity Sports Debates. Shout out to Up the Scores. Salute to them for being able to feature on this channel. Also shout out to Champ Pryor. Please make sure to go and subscribe to this man's channel. He is valued as OG here. Okay.
I hate you said my last name.
hey, it's on YouTube. What the hell? Anyway, Dallas has traded Tim Hardaway Jr. and 3 second-round picks to Detroit for Quentin Grimes. Is this too much for Quentin Grimes' services, or is this fair, Elijah?
This is the best possible trade they could have done. Quentin Grimes was heavily underrated in the Pistons and in the New York system for this past year, just because of the amount of depth we had in his position and his overall size. But the defense that he provides is some of the best perimeter defense that you can possibly get in terms of the league. I'd say it's well above average. His shooting is usually there as well, although it can be consistent on a team with Luka and Kyrie. I'm not too worried about that. And he can play that 2 or the 3 at any given time. So I think this was a really good signing, especially coming off a player that was very unimpactful in the playoffs.
Unimpactful is an understatement. Khalil, Amen quickly signing a 5-year, $175 million contract. There's something or nothing for Toronto.
It's a little bit of some. I think Emmanuel quickly is a really great player. I've always been high on his defensive upside. I think he's been a very, very great defender for a guard. He covers a lot of ground for his size. He has some of the highest motor in the league in terms of defensively off the ball. He's still a good defender on the ball and a good screen navigator. He consistently closes out across the court. He detects a lot of threats, closes gaps defensively. On offense, he showed that he can actually be an offensive initiator. Once he went to the Raptors, he knows how to set the table offensively. He's a good shooter. He's a good downhill threat because of his speed and athleticism. I think he's a good tertiary guard to have right now.
I'm hearing some feedback. You guys hear that?
Yeah, I hear it. Okay, it's gone now. Wait, no, it's not.
Wait, is this...
Bro, let me go mute. Make sure.
Wait, hold on. Is it you? No, I don't think it's you, OG. Yo.
Is it me? Okay.
OG, unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Yo. No. It was moved. Yeah,
okay. But what's the goal? Yeah. I think him as a point guard for them for the future is very good. He's still a very young player. I still think the trio of him, Scotty, and RJ Barrett, I think it's pretty decent. They still need to add a formidable 5 for the future. Another spacer at the 3. I think Scotty can play the 4 for the future because he's still a good rebounder. Very athletic.
At the 4.
You said who?
I think he's best suited at the 4.
Yeah, for sure. That's where he causes the most mismatch problems, in my opinion. But him, if they get like a spacing 3 who can play defense, I think the Raptors will come into the playoff picture pretty soon, within like the next year or 2.
Yeah. I did. Also, it says sources are saying that quickly arrived in a trade with the Knicks and established himself rather quickly as a cornerstone player for the Toronto. So, shout out to man quickly getting to that bag. We're just gonna move on to the Denver Nuggets trading Reggie Jackson to Charlotte with 3 unprotected second-round picks. What exactly are the Denver Nuggets doing to you guys? What do you think they're doing? I have zero idea what their ideology is.
With that trade, they're probably just clearing up cap on that $5 million since they knew that they're about to get Westbrook.
Yeah, but then 3 unprotected second-round picks. Like,
3 seconds is
Westbrook
to get off of that. To get off of that contract, is it that? Yeah.
I'm just not moved by the Nuggets no more.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm a little disappointed. I feel like they're setting themselves up for like a major, I won't say fall off, but the major setback next year. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of teams especially being healthy going into next season, maybe jump them just because they just don't have the depth and the diversity that they had these past 3 seasons. Sacramento Kings are trading Davion Mitchell and Sasha Vezenkov to the Toronto Raptors for Jalen McDaniels. Is this a big deal or no big deal?
No, I don't think it's a big deal. I just think they did that trade because they picked up Devin Carter, and he's probably he's the best guard defender in the draft to me. And he shot 38% from 3 on like 7 attempts at Providence. He showed very good capabilities of attacking off the drive, getting to the rim. I think he's much more suited of an NBA rotational player and maybe even a starter for the Kings than Davion Mitchell, because Davion Mitchell, although he is one of the best perimeter defenders in the league, he is an offensive liability, and he's also 6 foot. So
but the other dude is 6'1".
Devin Carter?
He's 6'1".
No, I thought he was 6'2", 6'3".
I mean, either 6'1" or 6. I mean, even if he's 6'2" or 6'3",
he's still like the most damn near the most athletic. Like he's like the 3rd most athletic player in the draft. So like,
I hear that. I think this is my theory. This is my theory, Khalil. You tell me what you think about this. I think from a GM standpoint, Davion Mitchell, albeit one of the best perimeter defenders, would not garner the rookie extension that he'll be looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And if we have somebody in this draft that sort of mimics his value on the defensive end, that would essentially reset the rookie timeline, why not just trade him and just swap somebody out to, put in his former position? That's my logic. I'm thinking, especially, understanding that Davion Mitchell is going to be looking for an extension, a pretty nice looking one, given the defensive value that he has in this league. I think he was looking for that. The Kings said, "No, I'm not paying you that." And on top of that, we have a rookie, or we have a college student that's coming out into the draft that has your same value and maybe even a little bit of an upside because he's slightly bigger. So we're just gonna go ahead and trade you and bring that dude in to fill in your place, almost like he's expendable. And then I think Jalen McDaniels makes a lot of sense because he can play forward minutes alongside Sabonis and give that versatility, being an athletic wing. And that's something that they needed. Like, I love Keegan Murray, but one thing that I'm not impressed with seeing him these last 2 seasons is his defensive, his defensive development. He doesn't look like he cared at all to give attention to detail. So I feel like Jaden McDaniels actually is a something. But you guys are ready to move on to the offseason, man.
Sure.
So I'm going to ask you guys a myriad of questions. It's not a myriad. It's probably going to be like 5. OG, we're going to start with you because you are the elder statesman. Okay. Real quick, before we come to you, shout out to you guys for watching us. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Vanity Sports will be on every Sunday. We have a football show. It's probably going on right now as we speak. If you guys want to check that out. We also have Champ here who has his own channel. Please make sure to, shoot that plug out whenever you have time. And then also Elijah, shout out to Up the Score, joining us as usual. But just to go through these chats real quick, H30 says Grimes to the Mavs was a great pickup. We agree. Tadrika says, shout out to Grimes for getting out of that toxic waste known as Detroit Pistons. Stop being disrespectful. Tadrika says Nuggets are going under. Give it time. Nuggets can still save themselves with the right trade, H30 says. What is the right trade, though? And where exactly, unless you trade MPJ, but what do you trade for that gives the same value that he does playing alongside? That's chemistry that you're throwing away. You have to take that into account. That's years of chemistry. MPJ has been there since his rookie season, developing alongside Nikola Jokic in his prime, developing alongside Jamal Murray. You trade one of those pieces, that's trading years of chemistry. I don't know, especially after years, and especially coming off a year where MPJ had one of his best shooting seasons. I mean, man, I don't know. Well, we're gonna move on. OG, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Who was the first Philadelphia 76er to win the NBA MVP award?
Dr. J.
No.
For real?
Am I up? Or,
you more than welcome to you more than welcome to steal it, Khalil.
Moses Malone?
No. Elijah,
Snyder.
you want to jump in?
Will Chamberlain.
Bingo.
Oh, there we go.
1 point. 1 point goes to Khalil. Chat, hop in. Do not tell them the answers, though. Okay? Do not tell them the answers. But keep score. All right. Which Philadelphia 76er has the most all-star selections? This is harder. Nope.
Allen Iverson.
Nope.
Snyder.
Who?
It's like Billy Cunningham or something.
Nope.
Embiid.
I'll give you a quick hint. 1951 was when he started his run. Nope.
Will Chamberlain. No. That
Bro, this don't count, bro.
1951 was when he started.
Richie
Come on
Gurn.
now.
Richie Gurn.
No.
Who's that one black point guard that used to play?
He's a power. I'll give you another hint. He's a power forward.
And it's not Billy.
I don't know.
Billy Cunningham,
that
that
was-
one white dude who can dunk, right?
Billy Cunningham was in the 70s, though.
Billy Cunningham was in the 70s. I don't know the answer.
I don't know. Y'all got it. Y'all got
Okay,
it.
all right,
I don't watch
that's fine,
segregation
that's
ball.
fine.
I don't watch
That's
segregation
fine. We can
ball.
skip. Fine. We can skip.
Yeah.
Dolph Shays started his run.
Wow.
Started his run for All-Star selections beginning in 1951 all the way to 1962.
I didn't even know.
Yeah. What? That's literally okay. Who was the first Philadelphia 76ers to win the Rookie of the Year award?
Allen Iverson.
Bingo. Khalil got two. Which Philadelphia 76er has won the most NBA scoring titles?
Joel Embiid.
Nope.
Allen Iverson.
Moses Malone.
Bingo.
Yeah.
OG got a point. He's catching up. All right. Who was the first Philadelphia 76er to be named to the All-NBA first team?
Moses Malone.
Nope.
Will
Will Chamberlain.
Nope.
Dr.
Joel
J.
Embiid.
No.
It's got to be Dolph Shays.
Dolph Shays.
Thank you. Okay.
Oh, he got it. Yeah, he got it.
Yeah,
It's got to be Dolph Shays.
Yeah, if he's an all-star
Yeah.
I
player.
didn't even know they had an All-NBA first.
I didn't know they
I think they
all
had one in the
NBA
States. I don't think they had it in
Alright.
the
They went to the diner and ate cheeseburger after doing that shit.
Look, I didn't even trick that study. Anyway, just to give you guys a catch up, OG has 1 point, Khalil has 2, Elijah just caught in with 1. Which Philadelphia 76er was the first to win the NBA Defensive Player of the Year award?
Bobby Jones.
Nope.
Oh, it's not Bobby Jones? Oh,
No, it's not Bobby Jones.
Is it
Will?
Will?
Nope.
No, you
It's
wasn't.
pre-Will. It's pre-Will.
No. It's after Will.
It's not Billy.
Oh, Dikembe.
Bingo.
There we go.
2001.
I thought Bobby Jones had a DPOY.
I did.
Yeah, I thought he would too.
I can look to be sure, but I don't think so. Who was the first Philadelphia 76er to be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame?
Well,
Moses.
Dolph Shays.
Nope.
Moses.
Al Greer.
Billy Cunningham again.
Nope.
Nah.
No.
Will?
Nope.
Moses Malone.
I'll give you a quick hint. This player got inducted in 1978.
Damn.
If you want to skip, just skip.
Is it?
Yeah.
What is
I'll
it?
skip.
Henry Bibby or something? Bro? I don't know.
No. Henry Bibby is crazy. Paul Arizon was the first Philadelphia 76er to be inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 1978. All right, which Philadelphia 76er right now, just to keep you guys up, Khalil has 3 points right now. Okay?
Yeah,
All right.
I just keep saying Allen Iverson. I'm sure y'all do, bro.
Well, all right, this one don't involve Allen Iverson, so that's a hint right there for you, motherfucker. Anyway, which Philadelphia 76er has the most all-defensive team selections?
Bobby Jones.
Nope.
Dikembe.
Nope. He played. I will give you a hint though. This player played with Billy Cunningham.
Radliff. Oh, okay.
World
Yes.
be free.
Nope.
Oh.
Y'all got it.
Come on now. He was a part of the team that went.
Dawkins?
Nope.
No.
Moses.
Nope.
He was a part of that team.
He was a part of that. He was a part of that team. He was the lead
Andrew,
facilitator
Tony,
for that team.
Mochis.
Bingo.
Okay.
All right. Elijah. He got 83, 84, 85, 86, 87. Yeah, he got it 5 times.
Stacked, but that was a super team.
Super duper team. So OG got 1. Khalil has 3. Elijah, you got 2, right?
I got 2.
Yeah. All right. Who was the first Philadelphia 76ers to win the NBA Sixth Man of the Year award?
Bobby Jones.
Thank you. I was about to say, no way you've been saying his name this whole time.
Bobby Jones.
He said he got the answer from chat. I knew he was cheating. It's okay. 1-3-3. It's 30 calling you out. Shut up. This one is for all the marbles. Which Philadelphia 76er has won the most NBA championships with the Philadelphia 76ers specifically?
Dr. J.
No.
Will.
Bingo. OG, he comes out with the win. Wait. Hold on. It's not just Will. It's also another player. Who tied with him? No. I'm lying. It was. All right. Okay. All right. Well. It was a good warm up. I will say all of y'all.
Let's
y'all
do
don't know
this. You know?
No, I did because y'all niggas suck. Anyway. but I did want to have that little history lesson because the Philadelphia 76ers do got a lot of history that they're working with. And after this season, I mean, we could argue that one of the best players in the entire league was on his way into etching his name into that same history book as those players. I'm talking about Philadelphia's own Joel Embiid, who right before he got hurt in the middle of the season, he was on his way. An argument can be made to being the undisputed MVP. Like there was probably no votes that were going anywhere else but to him. And so I want to give you guys a good a chance to be able to, let's have some dialogue exactly about how dominant was Joel Embiid this season up until his injury to you.
I mean, he was putting up Wilt Chamberlain type numbers, and for you to be doing that nowadays, he had the potential in order to score over 3,000 points, especially with him being a big during this era. That was just mind-boggling, the numbers that he was putting up. So, I mean, there's no doubt that he would have won his second MVP this year. And there's no telling if he hadn't got into how far the Philadelphia 76ers would have went, man. I mean, that impact was not only what he was doing as far as points, but on the boards as well. I mean, offensive rebounds and defensive win share of his rim protection was off the charts.
Yes.
So that would have been nothing short of amazing had he won that MVP. Not only that, like I said, his rim protection was off the charts. Hell, he could have very well been in the Defensive Player of the Year award conversations as well, considering how good that rim protection was. So he very well could have been one of the few people outside of Hakeem Olajuwon and MJ, which, articles have come out, but that's a whole nother story for another day, that have won the Defensive Player of the Year and the MVP.
We still haven't got to talk about that yet, too. We definitely have to do a video on that.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Sage, go ahead and mark that as also a video that we got to do.
I've been waiting on that video from you for all people.
I forgot about it. We got the Western Conference and Eastern Conference free agency, what they need to do, and that we're supposed to be coming out with. So it's been a lot, but we definitely do got to talk about that. Sage, mark that down. Also, Khalil, I wanted to ask you, what did this year do for Tyrese Maxey as far as his development? Has it progressed him to a point of where his stock has upped, or has it hurt him in a little bit of ways?
I think his stock has up just because his production that he put up. I think he put up around like 25 points a game with like around 6 assists efficiently. And showed that he can run the Sixers offense even when Embiid's gone. But to me, I still think Maxey isn't a great self-creator, and he isn't a great playmaker either. I think if we're talking about Maxey with Embiid, I think he showed that two-man combination is like top 3 in the league based off how much offensive value that they can provide with their two-man game of their veer step-up actions or their handoff, any of their ATOs that Nick Nurse be cooking up with him and Embiid, the split DHO. I think it's some of the most innovative offense in the league, and it's very hard to stop because Maxey is probably top 5 movement shooter in the NBA right now. On top of being a very great movement shooter, he brings a lot of value with his speed and how great he is off the catch, attacking closeouts and getting to the rim. And even earlier in the year before Embiid got hurt, I think the Sixers were the 2nd seed in the East and like the 3rd seed in the entire NBA off the strength of them two.
Yeah.
I think they showed how much valuable they can be as a duo, and Maxey showed that he's still him, even if Embiid's not on the court.
Elijah, well, real quick, I just want to call out this chat real quick. Sturdy made a great point before Joel Embiid got hurt. He was on his way to having the greatest scoring season in a modern era. That's including efficiency, volume, and while also the minutes that he was playing, dude was putting up damn near 35 points in 33 minutes. Like he wasn't.
Bro averaged 40 points in a 2-month span.
Bro, like the way that and especially, and this came as a surprise to me, and I also speak with Zeno because we talked about this in the previous offseason. Khalil, I think you were there when we said that Embiid we expected his game, if anything, to take a step back because of Nick Nurse's philosophy that he had in Toronto. You know, Pascal took a seat back. OG Anunoby, they fell more into like a team that was built upon, everybody takes on that responsibility, both scoring, facilitating, rebounding, defense. We do this together. And so we came into the season thinking Embiid's, if anything, his scoring was going to go down from 33 to maybe 28. And albeit, if anything, his scoring not only went up, but it was even more. It was even more efficient. OG, not to mention his playmaking. His playmaking responsibility and his effectiveness on the passing went up as well. It was just all around an impressive season for him up until the point he got hurt. But Elijah, I wanted to come to you, and I wanted to allow you to start this conversation. What exactly should be the motive during this offseason for the Philadelphia 76ers? Are we looking to get a bigger star? Are we looking to bring in more depth to take the load off of Joel Embiid to have to be there all the time? What is the ideology that the Philadelphia 76ers should be coming into the offseason with?
I feel like this is the last year of the Joel Embiid era in terms of the 76ers. I feel like if you can't get a fully healthy season or playoff run with him after this year, I don't see any hope for it at this point. I don't think he's going to get any better than what he was last year. I feel like your best option is to go get yourself a Paul George, I guess. Someone who could maybe supplement that scoring alongside Tyrese Maxey. And Andre Drummond was a big signing as well, I believe, in terms of providing a big man when he's absent. But this team has everything it needed already. The problem has never been with the team the way it was built. It was always with Joel Embiid either not showing up in big games or being hurt during the big games or being off the court. I don't know if there's any big signing that changes those factors itself.
Yeah, I want to show you guys something real quick. Yeah, let me go ahead and bring this up for you. Here you go. I'm gonna show you Philadelphia 76ers 2024-2025 cap table because they have some room to work with. So just to give you guys a heads up, There's only 4 players right now that's on the current roster cap. Okay, so give me 1 second. I just gotta.
They've been signing.
They've been signing, but I'm telling you, when you actually like look at it, it's really not even that. It's not as bad as I thought it was. To be quite honest with you, here
they have space. It's just like, for who? Especially this season, for who?
But that's why I don't think Paul George should be the move. Hold on, it's trying to load.
But then, like, who is it? Because you don't have trade assets. You have money to sign people.
You don't have trade assets, but you can definitely make signings for some of these rotational pieces, like as Isaac Okoro. If I'm them, I'm thinking big. Like, I'm thinking big from the standpoint of I'm trolling the entire league this offseason. I'm providing a substantial amount of money to certain players, knowing that, or hoping, I hope that these teams don't match my contract to pick them up, because I know that they don't want to give them that amount of money. Like Isaac Okoro, I'd be looking to shoot him $10 million. Not because I necessarily want to overpay for him, but because, one, I need his services as an athletic wing to be able to hide Tyrese Maxey in some instances. And also, I know that Cleveland doesn't want to give him that. They don't want to give him $10 million. But they will if they see that I might take him from me.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
They just signed Tyrese Maxey as well for his big contract.
And I think he's, what is he, 40? He's 40 something, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So like that, even with that contract, they still have 1 max slot. They can either use that max slot to bring in PG-13, right? Which would sort of put them in a situation where you're weighing your championship hopes so heavily on just those 3, and just hoping to fill out the roster with some minimum contracts, or some contracts that, like they're mid contracts, right?
Yeah.
Or you use that max slot and you just bring a slew of rotational pieces to buffer your depth. And that's where I think that they can truly be able to take advantage. I would look for, I don't think Buddy Hield is probably a signing that would entice them, because I think they're past Buddy Hield. But I think a player like Nicholas Batum, if looking to be re-signed, I think they can be re-signed him on a lesser contract. No, I think a Robert Covington can be re-signed.
Fair.
Okay.
What's he doing for you though?
I think a Kyle Lowry can be re-signed. I think that brings you wing depth, one that can also play small ball 4 at a competent level. And then I would look at a Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry came back on a minimum, on a vet minimum, getting signed in at the what do I call it? What's this shit called? Help me out here.
Veteran minimum?
No. It was at the deadline of. He got bought out. It was a buyout. It was a buyout. It was a buyout, and he signed with the 76ers. So he had anywhere he could have went. He chose the 76ers. So you could be able to buy him to come back for, you know what I'm saying, maybe like $4 million or a vet minimum for 2 years.
What did he do?
Come playoff time, I understand why you would be restricted, but we have to understand Kyle Lowry didn't play that well, and it's still on the offensive end, but defensively, what he was able to do for Jalen Brunson, we have to remember Jalen Brunson was a partial reason why he was struggling was because players like Kyle Lowry with his tenacious defense was able to help. Not just him solely, but did they not gang up on him? Did they not gang up on him?
It was Batum and it was Oubre. It was not. They were putting larger.
So he did not assist. He did not assist at all.
They were putting larger wings on him so that he could not shoot over them. Because when you give Brunson someone around his size, he is so skillful. He gets them in foul trouble very quickly. You saw that with Kyle Lowry.
I find that very hard to believe that they only threw tall dudes on Jalen Brunson.
I will watch that whole series with you.
Please do. And I'm telling you, the scheme
Kyle Lowry on him, and the one time they did, he fouled out.
No. I'm not saying him solely. I'm saying if Kyle Lowry, along with the Kelly Oubre, along with the Nicholas Batum, is thrown at him, that gives you the size to be able to restrict Jalen Brunson from getting these easy looks or being guarded by somebody that's his size. But Kyle Lowry is also there because he does have a knack for being able to be, I don't want to shit on the dude, but he can be a little bit of an irritant. Like it's not like he just didn't have a play. It's not like he didn't have a play defensively.
He really just wasn't.
But even still, that's getting away from the point. What I'm saying is Kyle Lowry, there's not that many guards that they can be able to sign right now in free agency that could be able to bring like true value, especially if you're going to be signing to a vet minimum. At least you can be able to know that Kyle Lowry is willing to sign a small, a small, be it, lengthy contract, maybe for like a year or two, to be with you. And that at least helps with the backup point guard. And you're not going to have to give him a slew of minutes because if I'm correct, I think this past season, Tyrese Maxey played like 36 minutes, 36, 37 minutes a game. So it's not like you weren't playing him a shit ton of minutes anyway. You just having Kyle Lowry there at max for like 10 minutes.
He played 28 minutes in Philly a game.
Yeah. So I think like I don't think that it's that crazy to at least sign him on a minimum. But that being said though, real quick guys, just quick shout out to you guys for watching up till now. We got another panelist joining. Shout out to my brother Mar up at Up the Score. Please make sure to go and subscribe to their channel. What's good, Mar? What's good, brother?
No, I was just listening a little bit, and I agree with you. Kyle Lowry, he probably will too come back on a smaller deal. He's a Villanova boy. He like being around that area, and he could mentor Jamal or Jared McCain. Jared McCain kind of plays similar to Kyle Lowry, and Kyle Lowry brings a floor for that team's backup point guard position because, worst case scenario, you got Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
And in the playoffs, I'll admit Kyle Lowry, like, sometimes he be knocking down his shots and change the game. No cap. Like, sometimes he knocks them down. Sometimes he go 0 for 5, but, he's on the older side. That's what comes with it.
Yeah.
He do also like take like a lot of charges and stuff. Great leader, so then no matter what in the locker room, a minimum deal, it won't hurt you. They probably bring Oubre back. I do think they bring him back. Batum said that he don't want to come back. Paul George, it got announced an hour ago that he's not going to be a Clipper. So they probably doing what you said, like luring teams with all their money to force them to sign their star players. I think that plan A is Paul George. And seems like plan A might work. It's crazy because Paul George, he's going to make them have to at least have the Embiid timetable be like 3 to 4 more years because Paul George is going to come with a 4-year max, They buying into 4 more years of Embiid. And, hey, Maxey, no matter what, he going to hold him down. I think Philly, if they get Paul George, is going to be a nice team.
I mean, to be fair, I think if I'm correct, I think Joel Embiid is still on contract for like the next like 2 or 3 years.
They'll get Joel Embiid back. They'll get him back. I don't know how, but teams
even if he looks to leave, by the time you have to make that decision, I'm checking real quick to be sure. But by the time you have to make that tough decision on, where to trade him, yeah. He doesn't have a player option until 26, 27. So you got this upcoming season and then the season afterwards. So you got 2 years. And so by then, at the very least, let's say Joel Embiid says in 2026 offseason, I want to be traded. Get me up out of here. You're only left with a year or two of Paul George's contract. And I mean, even though that may be a tough pill to swallow, by that point, you'll also be able to make a decision on what you're going to do with Tyrese Maxey contract. You probably won't be on that steep of a cap apron to where you can be able to just say either we'll swallow pause. Either we'll swallow Paul George's contract and just deal with it for the rest of the duration of it, or OG, get your mind out the gutter, or we can trade him. We can trade him to another team for some draft compensation and hit the restart button. Either way, the Philadelphia 76ers are going to have to hit the restart button. I don't think any of us think if Paul George comes to the Philadelphia 76ers that just makes them a championship title favorite.
It makes them a contender. So
they're a contender. So that's all that you can ask for. If I'm Philadelphia, you just
there's no way the Mavs got Najee Marshall, bro.
Najee Marshall to the Mavs.
God damn, how many two-way wings these niggas need?
Did you not see them? Did you not see them in the finals? Nigga, they need one more. If we being quite honest,
yeah, they got Quentin Grimes.
Quentin Grimes isn't a wing for real.
That's not a no.
I mean, he's like 6'4".
He's a small wing. He's a
shooting guard, small forward.
OG. Before we go to the Milwaukee Bucks, are you on our side, me and Mar, that Kyle Lowry could be rather beneficial to the Philadelphia 76ers, or do you agree with Elijah?
I don't think
I agree that he can be beneficial, but it depends on how he plays. And depends on if he can, Kyle Lowry always been this kind of I don't know, sometimes he comes in prime shape. A lot of times he looks kind of dumpy. So it depends on what kind of shape he's in. So
man. Look, man, fat people need love too. All right. You know what I'm saying? So
I ain't said all that.
Yeah, man. Hold on, OG. Let me get my hold on, man. Fat people need love too, man. You know what I'm saying, Teletubbies, roll ride, man. We just want a chance, bro. Yeah, if I'm Kyle Lowry, man, my ass shouldn't be the reason why I don't get opportunities out here. You know what I'm saying?
This nigga Rob Pelinka, bro.
Stop looking at my ass. Let me hoop. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say. OG.
This nigga Rob Pelinka, bro.
Why you sit up in here? Never mind. You sit up here looking at the camera like you LL Cool J and shit.
All right. Anyway, we moving on. OG, am I giving Tydrickis this link? Am I doing this to myself?
No,
I don't think I want to. Yeah, okay.
Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Just to give y'all a little bit of text of why I'm hesitant on even giving him a link. This is the same dude that told me and OG that Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars is a better duo than Larry Bird and Kevin McHale, or Oscar Robertson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The dude that's asking me to send him a link in the chat. Anyway.
Hey, right? You him that link, I'm getting up out of here.
Yeah, if you get up here, I'm out, bro.
All right. So we got all right. So Mar, I don't know if you was paying attention, but we were doing we played a little game. Elijah came last, so up the score, thumbs down. But OG won by technicality because he came up with the last answer. So we're gonna give you a chance to make it right up the score. Come on, man. You got two of y'all. It takes two of y'all to get this win.
Shoot, bro. OG was there, bro. I don't know what to say. He was there.
Wait, what's the game? What's the game? Trivia?
The game. It's a trivia game. I'm gonna ask you these questions about my Milwaukee Bucks. I know some of y'all don't know shit. So you know what I'm saying.
He's talking about me. I don't know shit.
Pull up Wikipedia if you need to. All right,
boy.
Anyway,
hey Sturdy, where you at, bro? Come on,
I'm gonna be answering these so fast, Justin. You gonna be shocked, bro.
All right. I'm gonna come to you first. Who was the first Milwaukee Bucks player to win the NBA MVP award?
I'm gonna just say Kareem, bro.
You're right. Yeah. All right. OG, which Milwaukee Bucks player has the most all-star selections?
Green.
Yes. Yeah. But I will say, as it stands right now, Giannis Antetokounmpo is creeping up on him because, as we know, Kareem all-star selection stopped once he left Milwaukee, whereas Giannis is still on his way. For now. Who was the first Milwaukee Bucks player to win the Rookie of the Year award?
Kareem.
His name was Lou Alcindor, but I'll give it to you on technicality.
That's the great I'll send it to you, actually.
The great. Yeah, yes. Which Milwaukee Bucks player was the first to win the NBA Defensive Player of the Year award?
Sidney Moncrief.
My man. I'm giving that shit to Khalil. Which Milwaukee Bucks player has won the most NBA scoring titles?
Kareem.
Yes, he has two. To Giannis's one. Who was the first Milwaukee Bucks player to be named to the All NBA First Team?
Kareem.
All right.
Bruh.
Who was the first Milwaukee? Who was the first? No. Yeah, y'all know shit about Kareem. Who was the first Milwaukee Bucks player to be inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Oscar.
Oh, Big O.
Oscar. Yeah, it's Oscar.
No.
No Big O.
There you go, Mark.
Bob Danger.
There you go, Mark. Which Milwaukee Bucks player has the most all defensive team selections?
Giannis.
No.
Marcus Johnson.
Sidney Moncrief. Sidney Moncrief was right. Who said that?
I did.
Khalil?
I did.
That makes sense.
No. See, it's the time. I'm going to give both of y'all the points. As it stands right now, though, Mars is throwing out Kareem, so he's winning. Just because he's just spamming Kareems. Who was the first Milwaukee Bucks player to win the NBA Sixth Man of the Year?
Terry Cummings.
Is this McLaughlin? No.
Terry Cummings didn't win that award?
Nope.
Damn.
That wasn't the first one.
Brandon Knight? Nah, he ain't won one.
No.
Damn. I thought Terry Cummings was.
Big ass Bucks, bro.
Can you give us a year? Come on.
No, he ain't gonna give us the.
Give us a decade.
It was the 80s. It was the late 80s.
The late 80s.
I said McLaughlin. It wasn't him.
McLaughlin was 70s.
McLaughlin's in the 70s.
McLaughlin was 70s.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah, so we skip to the next question, right?
Yeah, next fucking question.
Okay. The answer was Ricky Pierce. He was the first Bucks player to win the NBA Sixth Man of the Year award, receiving the honor in 1987 and again in the 1990 season. Okay, this is the last question, then we're gonna roll out. Which Milwaukee Bucks players has won the most NBA championships with the team?
Kareem.
Big O and Kareem. I mean, Big O, Kareem.
I mean, they won. They got one.
It's Giannis and Kareem, no?
It's tied between Giannis, Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, Brooke Lopez, Oscar Robinson, Kareem, and basically everybody else that was on those two rosters.
Okay, but I win because I said Kareem first.
Yeah, shout out to Jeff Teague, by the way. Yeah, you did win because you said Kareem. Nah, nigga said Giannis though. Nigga said Giannis. Everybody gets a point. You know, Bucks. Everybody wins when the Bucks win. Anyway, the reason why I use that as the last question is because we're at a point right now where 2021 seems so far away,
and y'all never won in another one.
And look, hold on, man. Let me get.
Welcome back to poverty, bro. We missed you.
Look, bro. It's hurt my heart, bro.
There you go again with the LL Cool J stuff he doing.
Man, with my sad music when I
about to turn on the R&B intro music.
Yeah, with my sad music. Man, let me do this, bro. Shit. And look, man, when it comes to my Bucks, man, we in a struggle bus right now, man. You know, Damian Lillard got traded, and that's supposed to be wonderful. But then reports come out he wasn't in shape. And he even told the coach, "Hey, coach, I'm not in shape." And the coach said, "Okay."
If I
and then one wish, we go into the regular season. If I had one wish, it's crazy. but long story short, man, this season has been an up and down season for the Bucks. We started off on a rocky start, you know, being bad defensively, terrible defensively. We were good offensively, and then the season switched as soon as Doc Rivers got hired, and we turned it to like a mid-team defensively, but we were a bad team offensively. And then toward the back end of the season, like the last like 15 games, we were like actually looking like a team that can compete with the Boston Celtics. Actually, the game that Giannis got hurt, we were whooping the Celtics' ass, fully healthy. But that seems to be the story with the Milwaukee Bucks, man. We always hurt, and we never can get a fair shake. That's it. That's it.
Bro, scared of my eye, bro.
Yeah, bro. That's how I feel.
Hey, I'll say this though. This y'all first off season with Damian Lillard. Like this the first time y'all actually get to build the team around Damian Lillard and Giannis. Y'all got him during training camp, you know. Like,
wait a minute, man.
They ain't
that humming noise in the background, bro.
that was me.
They ain't trying to build shit in Milwaukee, bro. They trying to get a fire sale.
Man, they trying to, bro. I'm telling you, you know what they're trying to do? They're trying to piss us off, bro. They're trying to piss us off. Because for the life of me, I don't understand why. If you're the Bucks, why in the fuck? And I know this has been a year in the making, but why in the fuck did you hire a rookie head coach to coach two veteran stars and then make the decision mid-season that was a bad idea? And so you fire him mid-season as we're a top 3 seed with the 3rd best offense in the league to bring in not a coach that like has the best reputation, not a head coach that we wanted, because Nick Nurse went to Philadelphia. You got Doc fucking Rivers and said, "Here you go." And then reports come out. And then reports come out that he was literally in the fucking coaching seat with what's my guy's name? Adrian Griffin. And so then questions arise. If he was there all along, why didn't you just hire him? And then reports come out that Damian Lillard didn't come into season in shape, and the coaches knew about it, and they just thought that he was going to get right as the season waned. And then for Damian Lillard, and then trade proposals are gifted to the Milwaukee Bucks that can give us an out. You give us Brook Lopez or you give us Chris Middleton, and we'll trade you depth. Because those players are valuable. Rim protection is valuable. Chris Middleton's shot creating, even though it's inconsistent, but niggas apparently outside of Milwaukee actually still value that shit, except for us. We'll take it. And guess what the Bucks do? You know, we standing 10 toes down. We value them. But now we're going into the offseason. Elijah, who are the 2 players that we're mainly looking to get off of if we can?
Bobby Portis and Brook Lopez.
And
I haven't seen nothing about Chris Middleton.
Chris Middleton is looked to be an asset that they're going to use to probably bring somebody in. And another player that they also may look to trade is Bobby Portis. But did Bobby Portis and Chris Middleton have a very good postseason?
Yeah.
Did they not?
Derrick Jones isn't re-signing with the Mavs, so they just got 2 wings still.
Please give us Derrick Jones Jr. Let Derrick Jones Jr. come to Milwaukee. That's all I ask. All I ask is
he can come back to Miami.
Nah, fuck Milwaukee. Fuck Miami. Let's go. Yeah, come to Milwaukee fuck Miami. I think to be quite honest with you, we can make this very simple. I think we all can agree this season was an up and down season. Their offense looked fantastic, but from a statistical basis. But even when we looked at them by their sets and everything, Adrian Griffin didn't really know fully what to do on a consistent basis because he wasn't even running pick and rolls nearly as much as we expected him to. Defensively, they have been atrocious, and it didn't matter what coach they brought in; it was going to look bad because they didn't bring in the proper pieces. Long story short, Damian Lillard got traded before training camp happened.
During training
and so
camp.
During training camp. Yeah, that right there sort of put us at a deficit that I don't blame them for doing. That being said, though, They can make this right. Derrick Jones Jr., as you said, isn't re-signing with the Mavericks. That's a wing that we could definitely use with his defensive ability, especially in a team scheme defense, and him really only having to really primarily play defense. That's exactly what we need. I think Isaac Okoro is somebody that we would also look at. I think Isaac Okoro is actually like very valuable. I think Patrick Beverley should potentially be re-signed. Even though, even with the bullshit thing that he did during the postseason when he threw the ball at the lady, which was childish and very irritating because this is a common theme when it comes to Patrick Beverley. We also have to acknowledge that what he brings defensively, both energy and intelligence-wise, that's valuable. It's valuable. And we've seen people do some crazier things and still be able to be in the NBA. So I'm not necessarily caping for what he did, but he does have a value, especially for this team. We need people to be able to hide them. But I think the bigger conversation I want to have with you guys, and Mar and I had this conversation all the time, and I think Elijah as well. OG, my spot, where I sit for the Milwaukee Bucks, I feel personally it is very irritating the fact that we're going on 3 years of this conversation being muzzled about Giannis playing the full-time center spot for the Milwaukee Bucks. This is going on 4 years where he's been dealing with injuries on a rather consistent basis throughout the regular season because he's putting his body through hell, fighting through, double teams, triple teams, walls that's built for him to not be able to get to the rim. And he's having to start from the outside in when you could just have him play full-time center, have him get the ball in a high post, and it gives him a better position to get to the rim. To that, you say what?
Do exactly what you said.
I mean,
hell, you pretty much summed it up. I really can't say too much more, guys.
Yeah, well, while you was talking, I was literally going to mention that. Like, I don't understand what's the point of moving on from Bobby Portis when you can move on from Brook Lopez and start Bobby next to Giannis. Have you an actual stretch big next to Giannis, and Bobby's a great rebounder. Brook Lopez can't rebound. That team need athleticism. That's what it is. They're old, Teams like
yes.
They Bobby is very, he athletic, and putting Giannis at center gives you like the most athletic center in the league. It gives you that advantage, and then you find you a wing. I don't know who it would be, but it could be a shooter, it could be a two-way wing, whatever it is. Giannis at center, it gives you better spacing, and he himself, he needs to set better screens because that that is the biggest reason why he needs the ball in his hands. Like, he can't set screens. He needs to work on that. And honestly, we talking about the Bucks coaching. It's just Giannis screens and health. As long as Giannis is setting screens and he's healthy, Bucks can win a championship. It's just with the 2 question marks.
Yeah. No, I wholeheartedly agree. The wings that I think they should look for, I didn't even know that he wasn't going to resign. I thought he was going to resign, especially after them making it to the finals. Derrick Jones Jr. was one of the names that I glanced at, but also Isaac Okoro. I think Isaac Okoro would be a perfect addition to what we need at the 3 spot. But primarily, like they just need to get off of some of these elder statesmen. I feel like they're being loyal to a fault, giving Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez this extensive amount of time to be able to, show their value on this team. What they've done for this team cannot be underappreciated. I think I speak for all Bucks fans. Brook Lopez and Chris Middleton are one of the greatest Bucks players to ever play for the Bucks. But there does come a time where you do have to acknowledge their value is dwindling. And what is that? What does who's the head coach for the Patriots? Who's that dude?
Bill Belichick,
right? Bill Belichick, right? OG, what's Bill Belichick saying when it comes to trading players?
I'd rather trade them too early than too late.
And I feel like when it comes to the Bucks, they're sitting in a position, they have all these assets and they're losing their value by the day. Let's be smart here. Let's not be emotional. Let's be logical, and let's actually make winning decisions. But that being said, though, before we wrap it up, I want to ask you guys this. I'm gonna ask you guys. This is one more trivial question because I just have to. I got to test you guys. All right. Who is the all-time leading scorer for the Milwaukee Bucks right now?
Giannis.
Who?
Giannis.
Oh, you said Kareem.
Giannis.
No, Mars right. It is
say it on my chest. Yeah.
Giannis. Who is the assist leader for the Milwaukee Bucks?
Oscar.
Yeah. Let's see.
Gotta be. It's not Oscar.
Are you sure? Yeah. Oscar was only there for like 2.
Here we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Hold on. We're gonna do this one quick. All right. I'm gonna ask you guys. I'm gonna put you guys in the solo cam. Okay. I'm gonna ask you guys each to give me who's the assist leader. Okay.
Fuck. So it's not Oscar. So who the fuck would it?
Oh nah, nigga. Nah, don't you do no research.
No. I ain't doing that. I ain't no whole ass nigga.
All right. OG, you gonna go first, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Who is the all-time assist leader for the Milwaukee Bucks?
Oscar Robertson.
Okay. Elijah, who is the assist leader for the Milwaukee Bucks?
Giannis, bro.
Giannis is crazy.
Okay. Giannis is not crazy because my answer about to be stupid.
Who is it?
Brandon Jennings.
You're absolutely right. It could not be more crazy than that. Chats. None of these gentlemen were right. I just want to say that. None of them were right.
Okay.
The all-time assist leader for the Milwaukee Bucks is Paul Pressey.
Yeah,
you could have put all the money in the world on the table right there.
You would have never knew that.
Every single time.
That's what I just said.
All right, well, that is going to wrap it up. OG, please plug in your channel so we can get them followers and viewers up, man. We got to get the popping for OG.
Let me go ahead and let me do some things. One second. I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. Mar, Elijah, please endorse the Kingdom stand that is Up the Score. Please do that.
Right.
What?
Hey, we enjoying the Kingdom stand, yes, sir.
Yeah, they're the Kingdom stand, man. They where kings go.
Hey, quick question: Would you rather Brook Lopez or Luke Kennard?
Luke Kennard.
Yeah. I was thinking.
I think Brook Lopez is a better player, obviously, but Luke Kennard, what he brings is it's a better fit at this point.
Giannis
I honestly think the further we go, I think Brook Lopez's rim protection dwindles down slightly to where I think the rim protection becomes redundant. I think it's at the level of Giannis right now.
Do y'all still have Malik Beasley?
That's why I'm in.
I don't think we're bringing him back.
Yeah.
OG, what's this you put in the chat?
Oh, that's my channel.
Beasley said he not coming back. That's what I was saying. Just get Kennard,
OG, I don't know. That's a link. Yeah, that's not a link. That's not a link, OG. Hold on. Let's see. Let me see.
That's funny, bro.
I can go to YouTube and pull it up real quick.
Look, we over here talking about the 4th, 5th best team in the East.
You're disrespectful, nigga. Because wait until we get to your team.
I can't wait to see.
My team is
there we go.
At
wait
worst,
till we get to your team.
At worst, my team is 3rd right now. At worst,
I can't.
But it's the realization that you niggas need to come to is how big of a gap it is between all of us. It ain't just my team. It's your team too, Knicks.
In the Boston
Celtics, it's a significant gap. This is some bullshit,
bro.
This is some bullshit.
That matches up against them, other than maybe the Sixers with Paul George.
Yeah, you match up good enough. You match up good enough to be able to get like 5 or 6 games on them. That's the max, bro. This Boston Celtics team is just that much better than just everybody else, and that's And that's us acknowledging that the Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown tandem is still not that impressive. Even with them winning a championship, it's not that impressive. But they still are that much better than everybody.
We have the Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum stoppers. Not stoppers, but slowers.
I was about to say, what? This is crazy.
We have the slowers. We have the consistent offense to be able to score. We have both size and speed. We have the depth. And right now what we need is big. Well, if we can get our bigs in order, we have the perfect team to play against the Celtics. I feel like this team was built to play against the Celtics.
Yeah, nigga. This sounds like everything that the Bucks were saying last offseason. Hey, OG, please, OG, please let them know to click on that link right there in the chat so that they could be able to. What exactly will they be looking at when they get onto your YouTube channel? What would they be seeing?
Okay, we cover a multitude of topics. As of lately, it's been a lot of last week, I will say. Last week's show was a baseball showcase for Flash and BRF Sports. In other words, they were going through their all-time baseball team. We did kind of a tribute to the great Willie Mays.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, we went over, if you go to the Instagram, you'll see what we was going over the top matches in the WWE history that never happened. Went over that as well. This upcoming week, we will be covering, could Floyd Mayweather survive in the golden age of boxing? We will be covering that.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna have to tap into that because I don't know shit about
boxing. And if you don't know what the golden age of boxing is, that was back in the 70s or early 80s with the big four: Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, Manos de Piedra, Roberto Duran, and Thomas Hearns. Those were the big four. That was the golden age of boxing in that division. So we'll be going over that thoroughly to see if he could have survived there. And in the 70s, let's not forget Alexis Arguello and my distant cousin Aaron Pryor as well, who was ferocious. So we're going to be going over who he could have beat and who he could have not survived against. So spoiler alert, he would have not survived against Marvin Hagler.
I like that. Up the score. What exactly can we look forward to checking out you guys' channel?
Look for the nastiest takes you could ever find. Only on the Hoopsters podcast. You feel me?
No, you can't. No,
you can find the craziest takes. You know, the wildest opinions. We getting flagrant out here on the Hoopsters podcast. If you want intelligent takes, smart takes, thought out takes, you come to Up the Score. We use big brains out there. We analyze. We actually watch ball, unlike some people on the Hoopsters podcast.
Okay. That's fine.
So make sure you tune in over there.
Be careful because people actually might believe you because so far everybody seems to disagree with my Luka take. But
you have like 4 different Luka takes. I don't know how you feel about Luka. I don't think you do either.
I don't know how I feel about Luka at this point either. Look, man, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna tap out. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the video if you haven't already. Like and subscribe any video that you check out throughout Vanity Sports. We plan on expanding the brand even further, so I want you guys to be a part of that. I want you guys to have a fair shot at being a loyal fan. Also, I'm supposed to be coming out with a video very very soon. I want to say within like the next coming days or coming hours about free agency for both the Western Conference teams and Eastern Conference teams. Yes, that's all 30 teams. And then also just tune in for football, basketball takes, some of the wildest takes that you will hear with intelligence that's brought upon it, with their reasoning on how we come to those takes. Just make sure to subscribe and stay tuned. That being said, though, we're gonna hop up out of here. I gotta go and eat dinner. Any last words from you guys?
Man, it's like I want to get some off my chest, but I don't want to start a conversation.
Yeah, nigga.
Hey.
Save it.
Isaiah Hartenstein. Sign it, nigga.
Always a privilege, a pleasure, and an honor. Go ahead and stop playing and change your name to the SME.
Okay.
Change it to SME. So
I'm not doing
Go
that.
ahead and drop that name casual, man. Go ahead and change your name to SME. The subject
I'm not
matter
doing
expert.
that. I'm telling you right now, OG, that will not be happening anytime soon. Because the moment I do that is the moment that Elijah does not let me breathe. Without pointing out the fact that I just tagged myself with a false name. But that will be all from us here at Vanity Sports, at Up the Score, and at Champ Undisputed. We appreciate you guys for checking us out. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace.